Uh, I'm just thinking about how peating has become so famous that it kind of has become a metonym, if you will, for the world and information overload and excessive media engagement at large. Where am I going with this? I am going with this at the fact that peating rests on a couple of pillars. And I mean to say, not real peating, because real peating literally means think, perceive, act. That is the foremost message of Ray Peat, Dr. Raymond Peat, was think, perceive, act. And secondly, um, meaningful activity, not breathless exercise, right? Foremost messages of Dr. Raymond Peat. Now, mind you, most Peters who are engaging on the Ray Peat forum are not following this advice, right? They are overthinking, they are not perceiving, they are, by their overanalysis, engaging in a breathless exercise, which saddens me because I've been there. I'm still coming out of it. But what I am getting at is that there are a couple of paradoxes or ironies, if you will, that instate themselves when you're trying to peat, when you're trying to grab onto all these molecules and protocols. And I'm going to delineate them. First off, Peters or attempted Peters, I don't want to be mean, don't realize that whenever you instill a new protocol or even introduce a new supplement, you get a rush of catecholamines, dopamine, adrenaline, but also cortisol, because novelty does that. Oriental medicine has known this. I often refer to this because to me this is the backbone of medical science. It's Oriental medicine. So Oriental medicine knows that if you introduce novelty, you will get a head rush. You can get addicted to this head rush, which is what I have been, what a lot of Peters are. Um, no bueno, right? So what you're trying to do is you're trying to decrease stress and find stability, find focus, find body mind health. But instead, you're introducing these head rushes that you're addicted to eventually. So it becomes more about introducing supplements than finding baseline or knowing baseline or staying with baseline. Secondly, overanalysis induces the very thing that Peters wants to cure, which is poor metabolic health. The more you overthink, the more you put stress on your digestive prowess. Again, I refer to Oriental medicine because this is somewhat known in Western science. It's talked about how the gut is the brain and how the gut microbiome determines brain health, etc. But there's not a lot, there's not enough emphasis on how overuse of the cerebral faculties, i.e., overthinking, literally weakens your ability to digest food because digesting information and digesting food are actually the same thing. So, very important to remember, right? If you know about this and you just give up, you just give it up, let go of trying to understand these molecules. And if you read into a lot of the conversations on the Repeat forum and you zoom out, you just go, wait, what are they doing? They're just introducing more and more molecules that they're trying to bump uh, the next molecule with. And it's, how is this going to work? I mean, it's literally the downfall of science. You're splitting information, but you're not putting it back together. Philosophy talks about this. So if you split information, you need to put it back together. You can't just keep introducing new molecules, yada yada. You have to start, you know, putting things back together. Because otherwise the digestive prowess will be weakened, and you will be worse off. So I don't wish this upon anyone. I want people to let go, to de-stress, woosah, you know. So just do the simplest things that work. Don't try to look for other the next thing, right? To avoid the head rush is what I tell myself. And yeah, yeah. So I guess this is a sort of downstream effect from the digestion being weakened, but high blood pressure. So if you overthink things, you put the energy in the head. In the West, this is called piezoelectricity. So if you overthink, you put the piezoelectricity, which is the electricity that is called by the resistance of tissue meeting tissue, fascia, bones. This creates or generates piezoelectricity. This sort of piezoelectricity or energy, or dare I say, prana chi, mana, is excessively seeking the head as opposed to the heart and the gut. These are the three centers in Oriental philosophy: gut, heart, head. And this creates high blood pressure. And I'm also seeing how younger and younger people are getting high blood pressure, which is not something that needs to happen. Okay? Stress, high blood pressure, overthinking, often the same thing. Often the same thing. Um, and I like how Peating sort of fast tracks the sort of transpiration when it is instilled. To peat is to fast track all of modern industrial life. And God bless you. I hope you get out of it. You know, some people do find their way out. Um, and there's this maxim that says the only way out is through. Cheekily to that, I would respond, the only way out is out. So God bless Dr. Raymond Peets. But here is to putting Pandora back in the box.